Hey you guys, so I am back again for another one of our chit chats, and I'll make this one geared more towards some of the story time suggestions that I got. And one of the questions was, how did me and my husband meet? We met on Facebook actually. He would, whenever the new incoming freshmen would come in, his school had a list of all the new people coming, and he would search all of the females' names and add them, I guess, to start, you know, figuring out who he was gonna talk to for that semester or that year or whatever. And it was someone named Courtney Anderson, and he added them, which was me, but I wasn't going to Lewisburg, which is a school that my husband went to. And we had been Facebook friends, I want to say, for maybe about a year or two, maybe been a year. And we never liked each other's statuses. We never liked any pictures or anything. We was just sitting on each other's profile basically. And one day he posted some type of relationship status, and I was like, dang, who is this? Like, he is super fine and he got pretty eyes. So I was never the type to talk to a dude first. That just wasn't me. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like a couple of his pictures and see if he responds, and then we'll just go from there. But I'm like, if he doesn't say anything, I'm just gonna have to suck it up and go for it and send him a message, because I don't know, it was just something about that day that I just had to talk to him. So I liked a couple of pictures, and I think he liked one or two of mine and sent me a message, and I was like, oh shoot, he sent me a message. Like, yeah, I was too freaking excited. I was happy, like too excited. So we talked back and forth on Facebook for a while, and then we exchanged numbers. And so once we exchanged numbers, we used to text like all the time. So then eventually we decided to meet up, which was very, very crazy on my part now to think about it, because he could have been a killer, like a rapist. He could just be anything that was super bad, and I allowed him to not only come to my apartment with me, not even really knowing him like that, but I allowed him to come around my sister and my roommate. So he came, and I was in the kitchen cooking. I was making, I think we had fried pork chops, green beans, mashed potatoes. Like, I cooked. So cooked a full meal, and he had texted me, said he was outside. So I told my roommate and my sister, like, to look out the window, and if he didn't look like his pictures, we weren't answering the door, he wasn't coming in, no nothing, because, you know, people be lying, and I done been catfished before, which was a very traumatic experience for me. But and I'll talk about that another day. So it was him, but when he got in the house, y'all, he was super tall. I mean, super freaking tall. And he surprised me. I just turned around like I couldn't believe it, and it was over from there. Like, that's just what it was. It was over. So we've been talking ever since. And we had just like a strong connection from when we first started talking. Like, we was best friends before we even got together. We started talking in April. Well, that's when we started communication in April. And then I want to say by that September, once it was like September 19th, that's when we became girlfriend and boyfriend. And yeah, when I say we went through so much, like he made sure I was the type of woman he wanted to be with. Like, he would just create problems and issues, like, for us to argue and like go through stuff, and he used to just do just random shit just cause. But I mean, it all worked out in the end, because I think that's why our marriage is so strong. But I'm at the bank, so I got to cut this off right quick. Okay, so we was together I want to say maybe a year, a whole year before we got married. People would think that we got married too quick because we was together for, I want to say, a year. But I knew when I met him, like after a couple of months, I even told him, we was only talking for maybe 2 months, we was just friends. I told him that we were going to get married. And he probably thought I was crazy. But I mean, I just felt that and I knew that. And for people who know me personally know that it's just certain things that I could speak on and it comes true. And certain things that I could either, I guess, dream about and it would come true. So I just knew that, and I think a year later we got married. And we have been married for 2 years. And we haven't had any major problems in our marriage. None. And I want to say it's because we went through so much when we was, you know, as a couple. And I think God worked out a lot of things because we was very childish when we was together. I mean, very childish. We would argue and fight over Instagram and Facebook and text messages and having male friends. Like, I couldn't do nothing. Like, no dude could just actually be my friend. And but my husband could still talk to all his exes and, you know, have all of his friends, and it was okay. But it wasn't okay for me. But again, we was very childish, and we got through all of those things way before we got married. And I feel like that's why our marriage is so strong now. And the biggest piece of advice I could give anyone who is getting married or is already married is to keep whatever happens in your marriage in your marriage. Like, don't share it with your mom, your dad, friends, sisters, cousins, no one but your spouse. And usually if we're feeling some type of way, we'll let each other know right now, like, look, what you just said made me feel some type of way, and I can't talk to you right now, but we will discuss this later on. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's because me and Mary, we're like best friends and we're married. Like, I don't know if that plays a big part, like a big role, but we talk about everything. I mean, everything. Like, even my stalker coworker who hits on me and stuff, I tell him that. Like, when people reach out to me, I tell him that. Like, there's nothing that we keep to ourselves. Like, everything is open in our relationship. And I do mean everything is open in our relationship. So that's how that goes, and that's how that works. And now I'm feeling some type of way because it's a car beside me, and I know they looking like, why is this bitch recording herself? But yeah, keep everything in your marriage, because you can forgive your spouse, but your family and friends won't. They'll always hold on to that stuff, and then they'll start to judge your spouse, and then that stuff gets leaked out to the rest of the family, then everybody know your business. Then that's how lies and stuff get started, and that's how you mess up your relationships. So keep everything, and I do mean everything, in your marriage. That's the only way to keep it running. And taking divorce out as an option, that's another thing. Like, me and my husband, we don't believe in divorce. That's just not an option for us. Not an option. And we done been through so much, and we done worked through so much. I feel like there's nothing that we can't work through. And the top 2 reasons for divorces is finances and cheating. And I don't think we have to worry about that. Especially the cheating part, because everybody who hits on him and flirts with him, I know that. And a lot of people think that I don't know that. But my husband tells me everything. When I mean everything, I mean everything. Some stuff, now I'm like, dude, you could have kept that to yourself. But he tells me, and I respect him for that. Like, I can't get mad at him for that, if that makes any sense. But we're very open. We're very honest with each other. And I think that's the best way to be. I can't think of any other question that she had right now, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. And I will holler at y'all in the next video.